It's kind of funny when you think about it. The language we use every single day without a second thought is actually jam-packed with hidden puzzles and little traps. Most of the time, we just navigate right through them, but every now and then, we step right into one. All right, let's look at this conversation. It seems totally normal, right? The kind of thing you might hear any day of the week. It kicks off friendly enough, but then, boom, it just completely goes off the rails. So what actually went wrong there? She thought she was being nice, he thought she was being sarcastic. It's a textbook miscommunication, but the real cause of the problem is so tiny and so common. Okay, so this is way more than just a simple mix-up. This little moment gives us a perfect window into one of the most interesting parts of how language works. Let's break down exactly where things went sideways. The entire train wreck of a conversation, it all comes down to one single four-letter word: save. Both of them were absolutely sure they knew what it meant, but they were thinking about two totally different things. And here's what was going on in their heads. He used save to mean he had reserved a chore for her, but she heard it as him saving her from a chore, like he'd already done it for her. See? One word, two meanings that are polar opposites. He was expecting a thanks for nothing. She gave him a genuine thank you, and the whole thing just imploded. And this whole thing, well, it has a name: ambiguity. And it's not some kind of mistake in our language. Nope. It's actually a core feature that makes language super efficient, but also, a little confusing sometimes. It's a puzzle our brains are solving all the time. Basically, ambiguity is just when a piece of language, a word, a phrase, whatever, can be understood in more than one way. And as we're about to see, it can come at us from a couple of different directions. And it usually pops up in two main ways. First, you've got lexical ambiguity. That's all about the words themselves having double meanings. And then there's syntactical ambiguity, which is where the grammar, the actual structure of the sentence, creates the confusion. Okay, let's tackle that first level of the puzzle, lexical ambiguity. This is where one little word can act like a fork in the road, sending the entire meaning of what you're saying down two completely different paths. So this can happen in a couple of ways. You've got homonymity, where a word like query can mean two completely unrelated things: the animal or the place you get stoned. But what's more common is polysemy, where a word has different but related meanings. Think about the word read. You can read a book, or you can read a subject in college. That first example we saw with the word save, that was a perfect case of polysemy. And this is where it can get really tricky, especially when we start stringing words together. Take a phrase like this. Seems simple enough, right? But what does it actually mean? So which is it? Are we talking about needing a larger number of figures? Or do we need the figures we already have to be of a higher quality, to be more precise? It's quantity versus quality, and the confusion is baked right into that one little phrase. So let's level up, shall we? Now we're moving on to syntactical ambiguity. In this case, the individual words are perfectly clear. It's the way they're put together, the sentence structure itself, that creates the puzzle and makes the whole sentence split in two. Here's a total classic. Just read the sentence. A picture probably pops right into your head. But hold on a second. Is that the only picture that's possible here? So who actually has the gun here? In one version, Anne is using the gun to do the hitting. But in the other version, she's hitting the intruder who is holding a gun. Same words, same order, but two very different crime scenes, all because of the grammar. Okay, time for a little brain teaser from the famous linguist Noam Chomsky. This sentence is an absolute masterclass in this stuff. So, what are the two completely different things this could be saying? And there you have it. Is it the activity, the actual act of going to visit your aunts that's a total drag? Or is it the aunts themselves, the ones who show up at your house, who are boring people? The sentence structure lets it be both. It's a perfect example of how grammar itself creates meaning. So wait a minute. If our language is just littered with all these traps and potential mix-ups, how on earth do we ever understand each other? I mean, how do we solve these little puzzles dozens of times in every single conversation we have? Well, it turns out we have this amazing superpower, and it's called context. Our brains are these incredible detangling machines. They use the situation, what we already know about the world, and what was just said a second ago, to instantly, and I mean instantly, filter out all the wrong meanings and lock onto the right one. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Ambiguity isn't a bug, it's a feature. It proves that communication is never just about looking up words in a dictionary. It's a team sport. It's about building a shared world of meaning together. So, the next time you say something, just pause for a second and think. The words you choose, the way you put them together, they're creating a path for someone else to follow. But is it the only path? Which meaning are they actually going to hear?